Welcome back to Season of Giving. Joining me in the studio is Chelsea Wilkinson from Room at the Inn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. Thanks for asking.
Yes, and so we are talking about Room at the Inn today. And so what is Room at the Inn?
Yeah, so Room at the Inn is a local 501c3 nonprofit. Formerly, we were actually a rotating church model shelter, but in 2020, with the generosity of the community and help with the COVID funding that kind of came down in all of our communities, we were able to stand up our brick and mortar shelter on West Washington Street, where we're serving individuals experiencing homelessness. We're giving them emergency shelter and food during the duration of their stay with us.
And so for people, you know, what are some of the needs that you guys need to help keep this place going every day?
Yeah, so in terms of, you know, day-to-day needs, of course, monetary donations are so needed each and every day because we have a really dedicated and passionate staff, but of course, they also deserve to have a livable wage, and so, you know, the monetary donations that we receive, we're able to make sure that we have a caring and compassionate staff that are there every single day doing the work. And of course, the in-kind donations that we receive are so critical too, because those go directly into the hands of the people that we serve every single day. So in the way of canned foods or even perishable food items, fresh fruits and frozen meat, so things like that we're able to use to cook. And I don't know if folks know this or not, but we provide 2 warm meals every single day to the folks in our shelter. And so having the ability to make nutritious food, right? Not just, you know, making meals, but making sure that they're whole and nutritious, because we know that the journey out of homelessness is really challenging and would be even more challenging on an empty stomach.
Definitely. And so when it comes to volunteers, is that something you guys look for as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we use Yoopers United, so shout out to our friends at the United Way for having that portal available not only to us at Room at the Inn, but also to all the nonprofits across Marquette who really need the volunteerism to help us fill the gaps that maybe our staff can't provide to our guests. And so being able to do that, but you know, we're also looking at ways for us to get volunteers who are skilled in very specific ways. So handymen or women and people who maybe do plumbing or cleaning. So very like specific ways that people can volunteer. But the most often people are coming in and helping us prepare breakfast or dinner and then helping us serve and clean up after those meals. So every single volunteer we receive is really, really appreciated.
Yeah, and so November is November Homelessness Awareness Month, and why is that so important to recognize?
Yeah, so, you know, Homelessness Awareness Month has been commemorated for the last 20 years throughout the state of Michigan, and generally an anniversary like that is something to be celebrated, but you know, you think about, this has been a conversation for 20 years in the state of Michigan. So, you know, us as homelessness service providers, we're really providing an immediate emergency need to a housing crisis. But as we look towards what are the longer term solutions of housing stability and making sure that the most vulnerable folks in our community have a roof over their heads, we really have to start having pragmatic community dialogue around, you know, how do we solve the issue of homelessness? And is it even possible to end homelessness altogether? And unless we're ready to have those tough conversations as a community, unfortunately, we're going to continue to see the housing crisis hit the folks who are most vulnerable really, really hard.
And so you have an event coming up on Giving Tuesday to kind of bring this more to light, right?
Yeah, so we're really excited that the Northern University is hosting us at the Northern Center on November 28th, which is Giving Tuesday, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And we're really excited to bring together not just Room at the Inn, but other homelessness service providers across the entire Upper Peninsula to be a part of this community-wide dialogue to talk about, you know, what are the current frameworks of the organizations and, you know, what's the state of how we all work together, because I think that's another misconception across the community is folks don't understand how the homelessness service providers and how our network actually communicates. And so I think it'll be really important for the community to understand how we operate and then ways that we can brainstorm how we as a community in the Upper Peninsula here can address the housing crisis and especially wrap our arms arms around folks who are without a home.
Yeah, and so if people want to attend that, is there any registration? Can they just come? What time is it? Those details.
Yeah, so the best way that you can get the most up-to-date details is on our Facebook, facebook.com/RADDY906. We have an event page on Facebook as well, and so we are having it, like I said, at the Northern Center from 5 to 8 p.m. on Giving Tuesday, which is November 28th. And yeah, so it's a free event, and there will be, some hors d'oeuvres, and so we're really just excited to kind of just host this free event for the community, for business owners, for students. This is really for anybody who is really wanting to kind of dig deep into this conversation about not just homelessness, but really the housing crisis that is happening across the UP.
Definitely. And so, for you personally, you've made this your career, this part of your mission. Why is this so important to you personally to take on?
So for me personally, I've talked a little bit in the past about how, I come from a low-income family, and I'm thankful enough to be able to go and get an education, and now that I'm in the real world, as they say, I think it's just so important to build the community that you're in and that you love, and making sure that everyone understands the importance of, everyone really does deserve to have a roof over their head, no matter what their life choices or life circumstances that have brought us to this point. I think as a community we can really all agree that as the richest country in the world, I think that saying that everyone deserves to have a roof over their head is a foundational moral obligation that we all have.
And if people, I know you mentioned your Facebook page, but if people want to get in contact with you, whether it's donating, volunteering, just any way they can help out, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so if you want to volunteer, definitely find us on upersunited.org. That's the best way to sign up for a volunteer opportunity. But if you would like to get in contact with us personally, our phone number is 906-225-1521, and you can also shoot me an email, roomattheinned@gmail.com. And of course, we're open 7 days a week, and so the public is welcome to come in and drop donations off any time. And we also actually have what we're currently collecting on the outside of our front window for Homelessness Awareness Month. So yeah, lots of ways for the public to get involved in whatever capacity they can. So whether it's giving of your time, your talent, or your treasure, any way you can definitely get involved.
Excellent. And I don't know if you know off the top of your head, but do you have any of the items that you know of that people could donate that are the most needed? Yeah,
so we're always looking for food to help us prepare those meals. So canned goods, meat, any kind of shelf-stable food, but also we are collecting hardy winter gear, and that's something that's been really hard to come by, is winter gear that is still in good enough shape for folks to kind of brave the cold while they're outside. So winter gear, boots, gloves, things of that nature.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Chelsea?
I just really want to express my gratitude. I haven't been in this community for very long, but I just want to say how inspiring it has been to see how much Room at the Inn means to this community, and it's really just been my pleasure to push this mission forward and to bring these hidden hardships really to the surface.
Well, thank you for being here, Chelsea. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too. And we'll be right back with more Season of Giving.